And Coach, we're going to start with David Lake from 24/7 Sports. David, go ahead.
Coach, just wanted to ask you about Sam Howell, North Carolina's quarterback. I think you faced him when he was young at South Carolina as well, so there's previous experience there. But just on film, maybe what you've experienced yourself coaching against a guy like that, what does he do well? What impresses you when you watch him?
He's a very good football player. When you turn on the tape, you see him scrambling. You see he got a big arm. He's really good with the RPOs. He's patient, and he got a quick release. He's a really good football player. I was his first game when I was at South Carolina. He was there, and he did a really good job against us. Would have never thought in a million years he had played as well as he played. But he's a talented young man, and he's playing well for their football team right now. He's doing pretty much everything for them.
Coach, next we're going to go to Cal Friedman from WVUM. Cal, go ahead.
Thanks, Cam. Coach, Josh Downs, the wide receiver from North Carolina, is having an exceptional year so far. Already has 740 yards and 7 touchdowns. What goes into slowing someone down like that?
We got to do some different things. A bunch of his catches comes on RPOs, run pass options, where they're reading the box and guys coming in the run game and they're popping slants to him. He's very patient off the line of scrimmage. He got a lot of mess around before he kind of declares his routes. And he's a really talented guy. And the thing that we got to do a really good job of is tackling, which we had issues with. And we did a really good job of working it this bye week with the time that we had of just having some rabbits and some different things like that we're taking the right angles and we're tracking the near hip and doing the things because this guy can cut back across your defense and make you look crazy. But he's a really talented guy who they love to get the ball to. He's the primary target. We must know where he is on the field at all time. And we have to have ways to do some different things to him and change up the coverage, change up the launch point. Whether it means double him some, whether it means bang up on him a little bit on the line of scrimmage some, just some different ways to keep him off balance and keep Sam off balance of hitting.
Coach, next up we're going to go to Chris Stock from InsideTheU. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, so same situation. Those guys play all over the place. I tell those guys all the time when I first got here, one of the biggest things that I didn't want guys to get was stuck into one position, whether it's safety, corner, or whatever. We're playing multiple different defenses as far as, personnel is concerned. So we played a little more nickel in that ball game. And that's something that we can go back to as well. We're having issues. But Gervin, he was playing at the nickel position where he can get down. He's athletic enough to cover guys in the slot. He's physical enough to tackle out on the perimeter. So he gives us a different element of guy out there. But he was also playing some safety. So, based on what they have in the game as we match personnel groupings, that kind of dictates where he plays and where James plays on third down and different things like that. But, they're doing a really good job of tapping to different things that we're teaching and different things that we're trying to get accomplished. And he'll have a big task on his hands this weekend as well.
Reminder to please use the hand raise function if you've got a question for Coach Robinson. And next, we're going to go to Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Coach T-Rob. I wanted to ask you about, playing zone versus man. And, I know obviously you guys did a lot of self-scouting. Just curious, what you saw through the first 5 games that you've emphasized when you guys are in zone versus man.
It wasn't a big indicator in that. I think the most thing that we worked on, was the explosive plays and how did they happen. We're playing good football the majority of the time. It's just the explosive plays that we're giving up that's creating a problem within the defense. And why do you have explosive plays? Lack of communication will probably be the number one thing. And then for us, the thing that has been for the most part this year is the leveraging on the football and doing things right on the perimeter. Whether it's setting the edge of a defense or whether it's attacking the proper leverage and not waiting on a guy to cut back or anticipate where he's going, actually going where the ball is at. And I think that's one of the things that we emphasize this bye week. We did a really good job last week of sitting down and watching every explosive play that we gave up. And it wasn't just from like a fan, okay, these are the plays we gave. It's why we give up the play and how can we prevent this from happening throughout the remainder of the season. But as far as the zones and the man and different things like that, I thought we've been doing a really good job of mixing that up. Obviously, you can't play man-to-man the entire game. It's some things that prevents that as far as what the offense is doing, just having zone eyes and being able to help in the run game. This is a big time running football team, so we have to change it up and do some different things to have more eyes on the ball because, every run fit is not going to be perfect. The ball is going to spit. We got to do a better job when the ball does spit of eliminating the explosive play and getting into a 6, 7, 8 yard game when the ball do crease through the front. And those one of the things that we're working on, some of the things that we talked about during this bye week.
If I could, just a quick follow. And the analytics showed the numbers that you guys probably played more man against Virginia than you had all year. I know you like that man aggressive style per se, bump and run. I guess, do you feel like you're trending more towards that because guys are doing a better job with man-to-man, or is it just different game plan to game plan?
Yeah, different game plans, but our kids are comfortable playing man-to-man. We know that, and they want to play, man-to-man probably a lot more. But at the end of the day, the game plan dictates what we're playing based off what they're trying to do to attack us. And we have to do a great job of getting offenses to play a little more left-handed, with the different coverage variations that we're doing to create plays. At the end of the day, when the plays are there to be made, we got to find a way to make the plays. And I think our kids understand that, and our kids are going to accept the challenge and be able to do that.
Coach, next we'll go to Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Wondering what you thought about the play of James Williams now, especially since he's starting, and, just how has he progressed and how's he doing?
Yeah, I think he's getting better the more he plays. Obviously, the more you do things, the better you get at those things. And I think that he understands that, and we're giving him more of a role on third down, first and second down. He's getting more snaps, and he's doing a really good job with the snaps that he's getting. And he understands that he needs to be more of a productive player and make more plays because he's more than capable of doing that. And he has to get comfortable and go ahead and let it go. And I think that's one of the things that we talked about this bye week of guys just going out and being productive. It's one thing to play hard, which he plays hard. It's another thing to be productive. And he needs to be more productive, and he understands that, and he definitely will. And he worked towards that this bye week. And but he's a fine young player, and he's continued to get better and better, and he'll continue to get better the more reps that he gets.
Thank you.
Coach, last hand up I got for you is Daryl Streeter from Footballville. Daryl, go ahead for Coach Robinson.
Coach, how you doing? Can we get an update on Avantae Williams?
Avantae's out there practicing. He's doing some of the things like that. Don't know exactly, as far as what all he has to do and all that kind of stuff. But, from my chair, he's doing everything right. He's doing what he needs to do to be back a part of what we're trying to get accomplished. And so I'm excited about him. He's got to continue to work through whatever it is he's working through, and can't wait to have him back and get him a part of what we're trying to get accomplished.